Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, my name is Rima Kurniasi. I am a magister student in Mathematics Education, Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia. In this change, I will to show you about the result of my study entitled Students Learning Obstacle in the topic of social arithmetic. So we start from the chapter 1 about research background. We start from online learning. Online learning has been carried out in Indonesia for approximately 1 year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. During that time, the students study at home without directly meeting with their teacher or their friends. Over time, online learning moved to blended learning. Indonesia changed the system learnings or a learning system. Okay, so we discuss about blended learning. The blended learning system is a learning system that is implemented online and offline at once. Especially in Batanghari Regency, blended learning divides students into two groups in one class, group 1 and group 2. Okay, let's see. Group 1, Group 1 study at home in the first week in a month on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, while the second group is study at home. And in the same week, Group 2 study at school in Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and while the first group is study at home. Okay, the blended learning as expected can help students understanding the material more easily than online learning fully. But in reality, the value of daily assessment of social arithmetic material in one class at junior high school have not been able to achieve the minimum completion criteria. Why? What's wrong in this? The inability of students to achieve the minimum completion criteria certainly has caused such as learning obstacle. So my study aims to describe the learning obstacles faced students in solving social arithmetic problems. We next to chapter 2 about methods. This study used a qualitative research in case study approach. Data collection techniques in the study were the respondents' ability test, students' interviews, and teacher interviews. The respondents' ability test consists of usage and social arithmetic concepts. Interviews will be conducted with open-ended and developing questions with all selection participants. Furthermore, researchers will also analyze the textbook used in the learning process. The data analysis technique in this study is compiling, disassembling, reassembling, and concluding. Okay, this is a figure about my procedure in this study. Okay, we start from formulating the problem. And then I choosing a topic in mathematics. I choose social arithmetic, and then I did literature study, and then I did my research into subject, a teacher and a student. Okay, next I'll prepare the instrument of my study. I create the drafting guidelines for a teacher interview, and I develop test instrument and interview guidelines for students. And I did test execution, okay, and student interview. When the data is collected, I did data analysis, and I get The result about identification of learning obstacle in social arithmetic materials in junior high school in Batanghari Regency, Jambi Province. We next the chapter 3, the result and discussion. In the study, I found 3 types of learning obstacle. The the first type is ontogenic obstacle. Ontogenic obstacle are learning obstacles that come from students' mental readiness and cognitive maturity. Ontogenic obstacle divide 3 types. The first is psychological ontogenic obstacle. A psychological ontogenic obstacle is a learning obstacle that comes from students' motivation and interest in the material. Besides from our interview with students are less interested in learning social arithmetic because there is already technology that helps to calculate them. So the students feel it's not very important to study this subject. Okay, the second types of ontogenic obstacle is instrumental ontogenic obstacle. Instrumental ontogenic obstacle is a learning obstacle that comes from students' unpreparedness related to technical matters. This is very closely related to online learning. Not all students have a gadget for online learning. Besides, the students' house, which is far from the city center, gives students an unstable signal. Especially in Batanghari Regency, is so far from the city center. And the last types of ontogenic obstacle is conceptual ontogenic obstacle. What is it? These learning obstacles are related to prior knowledge. The students have not been able to divide. The students have not been able to change the nominal form of money into percent. Okay, the second type of learning obstacle is the didactical obstacle. What is it? Didactical obstacles are obstacles that come from didactic situations. This obstacle is influenced by the order of the material, but the relationship between the materials and the continuity of the thought process. The presentation of learning also affects this didactical obstacle. So in this learning obstacle, especially didactical obstacle, this from the teacher. Yeah, not the student, but the teacher. The blended learning does not help the teacher to present the material optimally. Why? The limited facilities that the students have caused the teacher to only share photos or the material via the WhatsApp group without any explanation, via voice or video. The teacher just sent a picture of material without an explanation via voice or video. Students admit that this method is difficult to understand. The third learning obstacle is epistemological obstacle. Epistemological obstacles are obstacles that come from the limited ability of students to understand concepts only in certain contexts. In question number 3, in test I prepared before, the students had difficultly answered a question that they didn't normally get, or the question is non-routine. It turns out that each obstacle makes students misstep in solving the problem. Student assumes that the purchase price is 2,000 rupiah, is not 100, I'm sorry, 20,000 rupiah is not 100%, but 20% and adds up to a profit of 36%. This happened because in the routine question to find the selling price, they always add up the purchase price with the profit. Okay, let's see the picture. Okay, the purchase price, this is the students answer in number 3. Okay, this I can see the purchase price is 2000 to okay, I'm sorry, the purchase price is 20,000 and the percent profit is 36%. And how many selling price? Okay, okay, and this part we can know percent purchase price is not 100% but 20 and percent profit is 36. So percent selling price is 56. Okay, we know this is false. Besides from the interview, this has happened because the teacher just give one type of question for students routinely. Okay, so student feel difficult to answering or to solve the problem non-routine. Okay, the last chapter is conclusion. In this study, I found there are 3 types of learning obstacles in blended learning, especially social arithmetic concept in Batanghari Regency as ontogenic obstacle, didactical obstacle, and epistemological obstacle. Ontogenic obstacles such as low student motivation because they feel that they are a machine that can calculate anything. Low prior knowledge and inadequate online learning facilities. Didactical obstacles such as the presentation of learning by teacher that was not maximal because of inadequate facilities. And the last is epistemological obstacles such as the low of students' problem-solving skills because the teacher is used to giving students only one type of question. Okay, thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.